All right, guys, we are live. We got a very epic review here coming for the Superman 2025 film that just came out this weekend, and it has been getting positive reviews left and right. Uh, I got my bottle of cold water here. I'm going to take a drink of it really quick here, and we're going to get this started because this is no joke, people. James Gunn is not messing around. Ah, man. So this movie stars David Cornsworth as Clark Kent, Superman, Rachel Brosnan as Lois Lane. They are pretty much the two main stars. I mean, in this film, you get what everybody has been wanting for years is a real good Superman. It was a real good Superman film, and it has lived up to its word. I was in the theater today. It was me and my mom. I take my mom to go see these things. She really enjoys them. You got people from all ages that go ahead and were in there, from young to old. I mean, it was a blast. I don't know how I have a Superman T-shirt, and that is basically. At the collar it's kind of ripped, so that's why I didn't wear it. But there was quite a few people wearing Superman T-shirts. So I mean, the hype was real. It was real, and I gotta say before we get into the review here, this is the best Superman film ever since the Christopher Reeves films, hands down. Anything in between Christopher Reeves Superman and David Corns Sweat's Superman, not that great, to be honest with you. I was not a big fan of the Zack Snyder universe, which was, you had Man of Steel and stuff like that. Nothing against Henry Cavill, but he was all right. I just didn't like the dark tone. But to me, this Superman that David Cornsworth portrayed and what James Gunn did, it was awesome. I can't wait to see I cannot wait to see what James Gunn actually does. And I'm looking forward to seeing what he does with the rest of this DCU of his own version of DCU, which is going to be amazing. So we're going to get into it. We also do have Nicholas Hoult that plays Lex Luthor. Get on the Lex Express, guys, because nothing against Gene Hackman, but Nicholas Hoult really, really nailed it. And I think he should get an Oscar for his performance in this. I mean, he was just top notch. And this is the definitive version of Lex Luthor. I kid you not. A lot of people might not think the same, but hey, that's okay. But when I saw the trailer for him, I was like, kind of, oh, we got to have Lex Luthor again. Oh man, this is bad. It's like what, the fifth or sixth time we got to have Lex Luthor, and I'm like, oh. But right when I saw him, I'm like, man, I'm really liking this. I mean, you do have other characters in there. You have, Hawk Girl. You have Guy Gardner, the Green Lantern. You do get Mr. Terrific, which is another great character. The Punisher is awesome. Yeah, I can see that face. You got to go out there and see that Superman film. It is really, really cool. It is definitely worth to watch, man. I mean, if you're not a diehard Superman fan, just go out there and see it. I mean, there was a lot of people of all ages seeing this film. I've heard people go ahead and say, oh, these superhero films, oh, no. Yeah, but then you go ahead to these superhero films and you got adults that are going to see, oh, that's a kiddie stuff. But it's not. It's for everybody. I mean, you got adults, older people going to see the stuff. So going back with Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor in this film. When I first seen the trailer, when they first showed him, he's got the bald head. He finally has the bald head. I'd probably do a Lex Luthor ranking, and he'd be my number one favorite because the way he portrayed it. He went a long ways from his days of being in the X-Men First Class trilogy as Beast. But, this was top notch right here. His acting was really great. And he was the ultimate bad guy, And he did it better. And, I'm a fan of the Christopher Reeves Superman films as well. Not knocking on the late Gene Hackman, but Nicholas Hoult just knocked that out of the ballpark with the performance of Lex. Everything that kept going in my mind when seeing Nicholas Hoult with the bald head was Billy Corgan of the Smashing Pumpkins, because Billy Corgan has a bald head too. He used to have hair, but he shaved his head. But every time I saw Nicholas Hoult on screen, or even in the trailers before the movie came out, it was like, oh my goodness, man, he looks like Billy Corgan of the Smashing Pumpkins. Yeah, I mean, that's what it was. I mean, let's talk about Rachel Brosnahan. I don't know her that well. I mean, I don't know her work that well. She was on this one show, I think it was either on Amazon Prime or something. Les Marvels or something. I don't know what the show was called. I think she played like a flight attendant. I'm not really sure, but I don't know any of her work. That's another ranking I'm going to have to do with the Lois Lane sometime down the road. She is my favorite Lois Lane. After seeing this film, Rachel Brosnahan is my favorite Lois Lane. Nothing against like Margot Kidder or Rachel McAdams that was in Man of Steel and Batman vs Superman and Justice League. Then you had like Terry Hatcher, but Rachel Brosnahan is Lois Lane. Same thing with David Cornsweet and Christopher Reeves. Those are my two favorite Superman actors. They're my two favorites, of all time. So I love Krypto. Krypto was a blast. He I'm trying not to do any spoilers in this video at all, guys, but Krypto was awesome. We had they got Cat Grant right. I mean, they got all the characters right. I mean, I love the actor that played Jimmy Olsen. I love the actress that played Eve Tessmacher. That last name just gets to me. It's a tongue twister, but Eve Tessmacher was just really, really great. One complaint, all right, Andrew. So you had one complaint I've heard is the movie does not let serious moments develop well because they rush to comedy. I never. That could be true. I didn't have the problem with that. I just don't like Superman being dark like what Henry Cavill played him in Man of Steel and stuff like that, or the Zack Snyder verse of the Superman films. Of course, there's only one Superman film, but if you want to count Batman versus Superman, but I never liked the dark tone for Superman and with the Henry Cavill playing him. Nothing against Henry, but to me, I think this and the Christopher Reeve Superman is the definitive versions of what Superman is supposed to be, in my opinion. But some people will think very, very differently about it. And the nice thing about this Chromebook I got, this HP Chromebook, is that on this side over here, I gotta watch the camera. When I go this side, it's the exact opposite. So when I go on this side, pointing at this side, your guys is the chat is on this side, so it's great because when I was on my phone doing the live streams, the chats would disappear. So it's great just to see everything because this feels like, oh man, I'm actually in with doing the live streams. I can actually read your guys' comments. Let me see if I can go ahead. Yeah, I can go ahead and zoom up down on the for the in the chat just to read you guys' comments. Yeah, okay. So let me take another drink of this water. So you got Krypto, the super dog, which was awesome. And by the way, guys, this is not an origin story, so I think they're getting away from that because that's one problem with the Marvel Cinematic Universe films is that they always started with like the first movie of one of their Marvel characters, the origin story, and that would get so boring, because they were trying to do that with like introducing fans that never read the comics to get to know and establish the character itself or characters themselves. So, Fantastic Four, it's not going to be an origin story, thank goodness. Back in 2000, when X-Men first hit with, Hugh Jackman, the very first one from 2000, I was still in high school when that movie came out. It wasn't an origin story. They already had the powers and stuff. They were already a team at that point, except for like Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. He wasn't part of the team yet, but this one here, they in the beginning, and they'll recap in closed caption of talking about Superman and this and that, and they lead up to the of what's happening. Like that whole scene where they show him where he got beat up and then he whistles and here comes Krypto and Krypto drags him home. to the Fortress of Solitude. That's where he was going, because it's obvious, because he's out in the middle of snow, out in the middle of nowhere. Um, the special effects in this film does it justice. I'm telling you this. I'm a Marvel fan myself. The sad thing about the sad thing about DC though is that they started late. They were more focused. In the '70s it was in '78 it was Superman with Christopher Reeve. Then in '89 they finally did the first Batman film, and it was just about from '78 all the way to 2000 2017 Wonder Woman. They were all focused on Batman films from '89 into the '90s and so on. So I think there's more Batman films than Superman films. I could be wrong, but with DC, all they were concerned about is Batman and Superman. And I knew they had other characters. I knew Wonder Woman was part of DC. I knew Green Lantern, Supergirl, all that stuff. So, Supergirl did have her movie in '84 with Helen Slater, but it's you get you're gonna be getting her a movie with Molly Ayla coming out next year, a Supergirl film, which I'm really super excited about. So the special effects does this movie justice. It's great. I think, in my honest opinion, I think the special effects look better than most of your MCU movies. I'm not trying to go ahead and bash on a lot of people that love Marvel, because, like I said, I'm a big Marvel fan too. I got some Marvel stuff in the background back here, Spider-Man T-shirt. But the special features for Superman in this film is a perfect 10 for me. It is top notch. It looks better to me visually. James Gunn knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. So, there's one cameo appearance in here, guys. I'm not going to try to spoil it. I've been a big fan of this character for a very, very long time, and I cannot wait. To see this individual again. And it's going to be happening soon. So I think you guys might know already who it is. For those of you who don't, I will not spoil anything. But that cameo, I was hyped about it, and I cannot wait for this to come out. Was there any end credit? Yeah, there's 2 credits. There's a post-credit scene. That means in between credits, and then there's an end credit scene after the credits roll. So you got to stay for both of those. I stayed for both of those, and the one is pretty cool. The other one, it's like it is what it is, but it is good. Everything about this film, if I had to rank it 5 stars, I'm not even going to give it 5 stars. I'm going to give it 10 out of 10. And I've never given a movie a 10 out of 10. Some people might think I'm crazy, but that theme, when they reinvented the Superman theme, you look at it, and it reminds me of the whole Christopher Reeves theme music. It's like you do start to tear up a little bit, because Superman's a character that stands for truth, justice, and the American way. He is the definition of what a superhero is supposed to be. You look at characters like Deadpool, Wolverine, Harley Quinn, characters like that. Even the Punisher, or even Ghost Rider. They're really cool characters. But those characters are the badass characters, you know what I mean? They're not traditional like superheroes like Superman. But the Punisher is a badass on his own. Same thing with Ghost Rider. Same thing with Wolverine. The entire X-Men are pretty much badasses, all right? But one thing I think we can say for real, a true superhero, and Superman is the first superhero ever created, is Superman is the definition of what a superhero is supposed to be. So I've heard people say that, Superman, he is so lame because he's 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 so powerful. What can he do? What can you do with him? You can do many things, man. I'm still waiting for Brainiac to be on the big screen. Let's have Brainiac too, guys. Let's do something cool. Hopefully we'll get that in Superman 2 here. And I know they're going to make another one because this one is doing so well. It's made over like 40 million already in the first 2 days of its release. So it's really going to be something. Any signs that Batman is in this universe? I thought, from what I remember, when it was one of the news stations had the abbreviations GPS or something like that. I wonder if that was like Gotham something. I often wondered. It could be. It'll be interesting to see what James Gunn does with Batman, in his version of Batman. I'm waiting to see what he's going to do with Wonder Woman, because I heard stories about Wonder Woman's going to be, they're going to recast Wonder Woman. They're not using Gal Gadot anymore. So there have been rumors flying around that they've had a couple of actresses that are their eye possibly to play the role of Diana Prince Wonder Woman, which would be interesting. But yeah, like I said, everything, the special effects, visual effects, everything is great. The story's great. The music, man, that music in this film with the mix of the original music from the Christopher Reeve Superman, the tunes of it, the way they did it in this film was epic, man. It was like modern versus old style. So you still have that. The guy that played Mr. Terrific, Gideon, I don't know what his last name is. He was actually in X-Men First Class with Nicholas Hoult. And his portrayal of Mr. Terrific, you guys are going to love this. Top notch. Awesome character. Fell in love with that character, such a fun, cool character. I'm not going to spoil, like I said, I'm not going to spoil anything what he does, but man, it is cool. Guy Gardner, Hawk Girl, definitely. If you look at the Hawk Girl that was in the CW's Legends of Tomorrow, the Hawk Girl in this, perfect 10. Great job what they did with her. And the actress, I know I've seen her. She was in one movie I've seen her before. I can't remember what it was. I'll have to look back at that. But she, matter of fact, let me get on my phone here. We'll look at the cast here. It's a great thing about having a Chromebook now, because I can actually get on this and just look up stuff about this movie. So let's go ahead and look at Superman 2025 film. Let's look at the cast here. So we got Isabella Merced. She plays Hawk Girl. I know she was in something else. That I've seen. So let me see what else she was in. July 10th. My birthday was June 10th. Her birthday was July 10th. Shoot, I was a junior when she was I was a junior in high school when she was just born. Wow. So let's see what movie she was in. So I know she was in another one, but man, she was in Alien Romulus. Oh, she was in Madam Web. That's where I seen her at. Madam Web, the movie with Dakota Johnson, the movie that really wasn't that great. So that's where Isabella Merced is from. Of course, we all know where Nicholas Hoult is from, but gosh, Guy Gardner, man, that dude. The hairstyle on him, even when we saw him in the trailer, that was epic. If somebody would come to me and said, "Oh, the movie sucks," I'm going to look at you at that. I'm going to look at you. You're crazy. You're nuts. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. Some people get too stuck with genre, just one genre of film. I love a mixture of everything. You see a James Bond poster back here. You see 16 Candles, a couple of horror things, a couple of superhero things. It's a mix of stuff. So I mean, a lot of people just like this channel because, hey, I do all the horror movie stuff, the horror chats and horror reviews and stuff. But it's not about that, man. I mean, this is Superman, the Man of Steel, the man, the myth, the legend, the first superhero ever created. This is it. This is the one that we've been screaming for, the one we've been waiting for, and it is here, like that. So there we are. So you got to get ready. You got to get ready. I do got my tickets for Fantastic Four. I'm really excited about that one. I did the unboxing of the Five of the Fantastic Four First Step Funko Pops that I got up there. So it's really going to be interesting to see what Pedro Pascal does with Mr. Fantastic, Reed Richards. Does anybody else want to know anything about? I mean, I'm not, like I said, I'm not spoiling anything, but like I said, you guys have got to see this, and that one cameo of that person has really got me excited. Because I do have the graphic novels of that character here on the shelf, but you guys can't see that because it's way over here. I got to get used to this because when I'm pointing in this direction, I'm pointing in the opposite direction on camera, so I got to point this way. So it's this way, further over on the other side. It's so hard. I'm so used to this. Does this movie give you any ideas on what other villains they will bring? Well, no, but I'm wanting to see Brainiac. I'm wanting to see Brainiac because that is a character that we have not seen on the big screen yet. We have not seen him yet. I know there was an incarnation of him in the Krypton series. I know that for a fact. What other Superman character that we could see be brought to justice? I think Darkseid would be a good one. I know they had the Zack Snyder cut of Justice League, and they do show Darkseid, but I want to see what James Gunn's vision of Darkseid is like. So that'll be really, really, really interesting to see when that happens. Let me see here. Let's see what we got. Was there any increase? I'm just trying to get in the chat. Yeah, you right, Oracle. Okay. How did Nathan Fillion do? Nathan Fillion, was he Guy Gardner? Let me look at that. So I'm not very familiar with him. Let me see here. Nathan Fillion. Yep, Green Lantern, Guy Gardner. He did good, man. He was awesome. He had quite a few funny scenes in the film, which I really enjoyed. Definitely a blast. I mean, him, like I said, him and the dude that plays Mr. Terrific were really cool. So let me see if I can bring up Idai Gathegi, who played Mr. Fantastic. He was, like I said, he was in X-Men First Class with Nicholas Hoult, and he was also in the My Bloody Valentine remake. He did really good as Mr. Terrific. I mean, Mr. Terrific was one of my favorite things about the film. Hawk Girl definitely was another fan favorite. You know me, I love my female characters. I ain't gonna lie about that. Michaela Hoover is Cat Grant. Woo, yeah, man. I mean, looking at her on screen, man. Oh my gosh. We do get to see Sean Gunn as Maxwell Lord. Frank Grillo is Rick Flag. So it's Rick Flag Sr. So I'm guessing that's Rick Flag for the Suicide Squad. So I'm thinking maybe sometime down the road we're gonna get maybe another a Suicide Squad, maybe, who knows? But this time it's gonna be Frank Grillo. And if you guys know who Frank Grillo is, he played Crossbones in Captain America, the Winter Soldier. So we do have William Reeve, who is the son of Chris Reeve. He played the TV reporter. So that was pretty cool. Wendell Pierce, who played Perry Wright. I've never heard him. Did an awesome job. Loved his performance. Now I love uh, the versions of the Kents, Mr. and Mrs. Kent. I love that version of Mr. and Mrs. Kent, along with the Chris Reeves Superman, Mr. and Mrs. Kent. I like them. I was not really a big fan of the Kevin Costner Mr. Kent at all from Man of Steel. I just, for me, I just wasn't a big fan. But in this one, the Kents, the ones that adopted Clark Kent, love them, man. Great performance there by both of them. You know, they matched the description of that. I mean, I just love everything. So we also have, let's see here. Let's see who else we have here. Yes, I'm gonna try. I don't, like I said, I don't want to spoil anything. Skyler Ginsadu as Jimmy Olsen. I remember the guy that played Jimmy Olsen in the Christopher Reeves films. Skyler really embodied Jimmy Olsen. I really liked his take, on Jimmy. I really like that a lot because he just embodied it. Even the actress that played Eve Tessmacher, I really loved, man. I mean, she was just funny, quirky, and everything else. I mean, it is. I mean, it's an awesome film. I mean, this film to me won movie of the year for 2025, hands down. I know I got Fantastic Four that's coming out here in a couple of weeks, but hands down, I mean, this is the best movie I've seen so far in 2025. I'm looking forward to seeing, Supergirl next year. I'm super stoked about that one, man. Cannot wait to see. I wonder if Superman is going to be in that, since they are cousins, But yeah. We got Bradley Cooper was Jor-El. Guys. Can you believe that? How did the actor do as the Clark Kent character? David Cornsweet. If you guys missed the beginning of this live stream, David Cornsweet, to me, him and Christopher Reeve are Superman. They are the best two Superman actors, in my opinion. They are the only two that can play that character so far, the right way. And, the right way is not just with the script, but being able to embody that character of what the character is supposed to be. And both of those guys, are great at what they did. Chris Reeves did a great job with the first four films. I know I like the first two films the best in the Christopher Reeves saga, but David Cornsweet definitely is toe-to-toe with Christopher Reeves all the way around with everything that he has done. I mean, I love the comedy. That's one thing that the Zack Snyder universe I did not like was the whole darkness of everything, man. To me, it just took everything. It was epic seeing Justice League, the version that what's his name? God, I can't remember his name. He worked on Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and he did Avengers: Age of Ultron. He directed Age of Ultron. He had to take over for Zack Snyder because of what happened to Zack Snyder with one of his family members. But what we got in that Justice League was so. But I cannot wait when we do get a Justice League from James Gunn. It's going to be epic. That's all I can say. Characters I would love to see that we have not seen on film yet from DC. Right now, I know there's been talks of a Zatanna film. I hope that does happen because I couldn't even imagine how epic that one would be. I'd go to see it. Heck yeah, do it. Yeah, I know. I repeat a lot, man, on this because I mean it's fun. I mean, you look at stuff, and everybody repeats things over and over, But I mean that's what it is. But what movies would you guys like to see from James Gunn's DC universe? Like I said, Zatanna would be a good one. I would actually love to see a Batgirl We almost had a Batgirl, guys. Leslie Grace played her. It was a Batgirl from Burnside, but then I think the old DCU canceled it out. And it was like 99% finished, So what can you do? So hopefully we get a Batgirl. Hopefully we get Barbara Gordon, hopefully we get it, not set where before she gets paralyzed by the Joker and the Killing Joke. But I mean, it's either way, this was the film to end all films for the summer to me. So, Andrew, you tell me, what do you want to see from James Gunn from the DC? What characters do you want to see? You already know mine. Zatanna, Batgirl. I wouldn't mind seeing a live action version of Green Arrow. I mean, that would be really cool. I mean, no offense to Stephen Amell, who played Oliver Queen, the Green Arrow on the CW series, but I mean, to me, that really wasn't a great version of him. I mean, I want to see the true Oliver Queen, the true Green Arrow, and I think James Gunn can do it. I think he can pull it off. Now, another character would be a Martian Manhunter film. That would be really epic. We did get to see that in the Supergirl CW series with Melissa Benoist. David Harwood played that character. I mean, that character was epic too. I mean, it was fun seeing that character. Let's see what other DC characters could we come up with here. How about a live action version of Black Canary, a true Black Canary film? How about a true Birds of Prey film from James Gunn? Bizarro, yeah, that'd be a good one. Bizarro would be a great film to see in the James Gunn DC universe. I'm just trying to think off the top of my head here. What else could we see? What other superheroes could we see that have not been in theater before? I think Hawkgirl, since we've seen her in this film, I think she should get her own film. What about Hawkman? I mean, Hawkman would be a great one. What about let's see here. I gotta really think. I gotta really pull this one out of my head. I got an Injustice poster on the back of my Superboy would be it. Oh yeah, Superboy. I didn't think about that one. Superboy would be a great one. Let me look at my Injustice poster on the back of my closet door here. Let me see here. What else could we see? I know we've already seen Harley Quinn. But what about a character we haven't seen before on big screen? Could you imagine what Solomon Grundy would look like in James Gunn's vision? Could you imagine that? Could you imagine Cyborg, which we already seen him in the Snyderverse? But man, could you imagine one day we get to see Lois Lane have superhuman powers? It's happened in the comics. It has happened in the comics, guys. What about having Apocalypse? And then we fight Darkseid and we get to see Granny Goodness, that'd be epic to see that one. Or we're about to, not the Sinister Six, that's in Marvel, but gosh, what do they call those guys? I'm just trying to pull things out of my head now. I already mentioned Brainiac earlier. How about Cyborg Superman in a movie? That'd be really cool. Cyborg Superman. I love a good bad guy. Yeah. I mean, could you imagine if Gorilla Grodd or Gorilla Grodd made an appearance? Oh, that'd be epic. That would definitely be epic, man, right there. Metallo would be a great one. Metallo. What about? Well, that's a Wonder Woman villain, but Giant Woman would be really cool. Um, what other Superman villains do we have? Because we got Lex Luthor. The only one that hasn't been seen on the big screen yet is basically Brainiac. But uh, um, we can. I mean, we can also just. We can also talk about other villains that are from the other DC superheroes besides Superman. But yeah, we got um, Giant Woman. We can have. What would really really cool. Going back to the whole idea about a natural true Birds of Prey film. Getting Huntress right. Can you imagine what James Gunn's version of the Huntress would be like? Could you imagine that? Could you imagine James Gunn version of a Harley Quinn? I'm not talking about the Harley Quinn that was in the Joaquin Phoenix Joker 2 crap. Margot Robbie to me is so far the best Harley Quinn version we got. Of course, I'm wearing a Harley Quinn Suicide Squad David Ayer Harley Quinn shirt right here. I'm just trying to pull a lot of this stuff out of my head here. What about Toy Man? Wouldn't that be epic? Toy Man in one of these films from DC. He's a villain. It could happen. Just saying, guys. That's another villain that we have not seen on the screen. What about what is his name? I know he was a villain in the first season of Legends of Tomorrow. Let me see if I can pull that out. I wonder if they might show his name. Let me get on my phone here. Let me check. I can't remember that villain's name. All right, hold on. Cast. Let's see here. I'm just looking at the cast, guys, for Legends of Tomorrow, so if I can find that character. All right, come on. Where's he at? Gosh, man, he's a dude that was on Legends of Tomorrow. I'm trying to figure out who the heck he is. I know he's let me see Legends of Tomorrow. DC's Legends of Tomorrow season 1. Season 1, okay. Vandal Savage. All right. We got to see Vandal Savage in Legends of Tomorrow. He was the villain in the first season. Imagine seeing Vandal Savage in what James Gunn can do with Vandal Savage. That would be epic. I want Nicolas Cage brought in to play something since he missed out on his Superman. Yeah, I mean, that'd be really cool to see him play something. I mean, who do you think he can play? Who do you think he can play? Imagine him playing Vandal Savage. I mean, he's got the look, I think. I mean, Vandal's got the actor that played Vandal in Legends of Tomorrow. I believe he had some receding hairline. I mean, I think Nicolas Cage can pull off a Vandal Savage. I think Nicolas Cage can possibly pull off maybe. Could you imagine if they put a Nicolas Cage as Alfred? Just think about that one. Just think about Nicolas Cage being Alfred Pennyworth. Oh, that'd be something. Hey, Michael Caine did it. I can possibly see Nicolas Cage being Alfred Pennyworth. Just thought I had an idea maybe in my head. Could you imagine Nicolas Cage? Could you imagine if Nicolas Cage played Perry White instead of the guy we got? Oh, that'd be something. But I like the actor that played Perry White in this. Now, Nicolas Cage is older now. Could you imagine him playing a version of Batman? I'm talking about like a Flashpoint Paradox version, which we already got a Flash movie that already had that kind of concept. But could you imagine that? You know, hey. But yeah, I mean, we're at 40 minutes into this live stream, guys. This has been very, very, interesting. We talked about the special features, talked about some of the actors that are in it. We talked about, what I liked about the film. I think the safest thing is to say now is for my closing, for my final closing thoughts on this live stream here is just get out there and see it. You don't have to be a superhero fan to see this stuff. I mean, like I said, in the beginning of the video, there's people of all ages were seeing it. Young, old, all that. Get out there, see it, have fun with it. Take your wives, take your husbands, take your girlfriends, take your boyfriends, take your kids to go see it. Just get out there and see this movie, man. That's how good it is. But with further ado, guys, this is it for the live stream. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Even that music, man, is great. It's definitely some great stuff. So see you in the next one. Take care.